Welcome to downtown Pocatello, Idaho. In this video, we're gonna do a full downtown tour. And right now I'm gonna go in the station square. There's lots of little shops and businesses in here. It's a really cool place to start our downtown tour. And then down here, we'll go through all of Main Street and I'll hop in the car. I'll show you some cute restaurants and businesses. We'll spotlight a few as we go. Now, Pocatello is smaller than Idaho Falls, but it's very comparable. They've got about 55,000 people and it's growing. Pocatello is home to Idaho State University and it's got all the amenities you can imagine: shopping, restaurants, good schools, beautiful houses, and hills all around. So without further ado, let's go. Let's start with the commute. To get there from Idaho Falls, you will head south on I-15, and as the mountains get bigger and closer, you know that you are close to Pocatello. So right here, I'm getting close to the exit for the Pocatello Clark Street exit, and if you can't tell, there's a lot of mountains nearby. Now, I did record this in March 2024, so it's a little cloudy and rainy, but at least you'll get an idea. I'm going to start with the downtown area and then expand to other parts of Pocatello and then even parts of Chubbuck, which is basically the same place, but a little bit newer part of this area. Now, this is right on Main Street, and it's very similar to Idaho Falls in regards to the age of buildings and the character, except Pocatello downtown feels bigger to me, and maybe that's because Idaho Falls is just laid out differently. Pocatello has these two really long streets that just seem to go on forever, one headed in one direction and the other in the opposite direction, and this is the main part of the downtown. Now, a lot of these buildings are still being used by businesses, a lot have been updated, and then there's some that haven't been used or might be a little bit more run down. But there are music venues and restaurants and clothing stores and appliance stores. The list really goes on. There's even property management companies here. There's a lot right here downtown. Here's a little look at some houses surrounding the downtown area. The houses in Pocatello are historically lower price per square foot than Idaho Falls. Blackfoot is even less than Pocatello, but these houses here could range from $200,000 to $300,000 depending on updates and size, etc. But if you're looking for a great little starter home, Pocatello has a lot of these options in, under $300,000 and a lot closer to the lower $200,000 price range. It's something that Idaho Falls has less of. We have some, but anything less than $300,000 gets sold so quickly in Idaho Falls, and it seems like in Pocatello they might last a little bit longer just because there's a little bit more options, because the overall prices are just less there in Pocatello. Some key differences between Pocatello and Idaho Falls is obviously Pocatello is closer to mountains and has a lot more biking trails and hikes within a closer proximity. But Idaho Falls has a lot more water. So we've got the waterfalls and lakes all around and just little creeks and rivers. And so Pocatello is more mountainous, and you can go visit the creeks and the rivers in the mountains and do a hike any day because it's so close. But then Idaho Falls has that amazing waterfall and the river walk there that I absolutely love, that looks beautiful all year round. Another pro about living in Pocatello is you're just that much closer to Utah. And so if you have family in Salt Lake City or northern Utah at all, you're about an hour closer, because Pocatello is about 45 to 65 minutes south of Idaho Falls, depending on where you're parking. Some cons of living in Pocatello is that it's hotter in the summer. It's not a lot more hotter, but it's definitely hotter than Idaho Falls. It's pretty comparable with Utah weather, so it can snow quite a bit and it can get very cold, but you also have a lot of snow activities. There's sledding in town. There's the Pebble Ski Resort not too far away. So there's a lot. If you can't tell, it's very comparable to Idaho Falls. Some people say that Pocatello is more ghetto, not as clean, and Idaho Falls is more classy and cleaner and has more job opportunities. I think Pocatello is getting there. I think that they have a lot to offer, and there's a lot of amazing amenities and amazing restaurants and businesses and things like that. And I think that they're also doing their best to update and clean, kind of similar to how Idaho Falls is running. There's other things that people don't like that it is an old railroad town. So you could see the train here in the back. There are several train tracks I'll talk about a little bit later that run right in the middle of town. So there's some parts that aren't as cute or scenic as this part that you see here. As you can tell, Main Street just goes on and on and on and on and on. So downtown Pocatello is quite large. It consists of many different streets. But for the most part, the bulk of downtown, historical downtown, is Main Street, and the Main Street is one way, and then the other street that's going the opposite direction is Arthur. And you can get a lot here. Clubs, bars, restaurants, clothing shops, jewelry shops, places to live, apartments, theaters, music venues, coffee shops. It just goes on and on and on. So Pocatello's got a lot going for it. And just behind Main Street is the railroad. And so it is an old railroad town, and there are railroad tracks and trains right behind here. Some people don't love that because it's several train tracks. I don't know, it's got to be 5 or 6 or something. I have never counted, but it's right in the middle of Pocatello. But surrounding that in the outskirts are mountains and these beautiful historic buildings. So if you can't tell, I'm digging the Pocatello. If you're interested in learning more about it, if you're coming to town, you want to take a tour, just subscribe to my channel and look for some other videos like this. I'll do a video of the best restaurants and best parks as well. Okay, now that I've driven around in the car and showed you downtown, I want to explore some of these buildings so you can really get an idea of what Pocatello is all about. And this building is one of my favorites. This is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and it's been around forever. It's got so much cool character, and there's several businesses in here. There's a salon, and there's a restaurant, there's other small businesses like insurance companies upstairs. A lot of people take their photos here for weddings or engagements. There's a little market there in the beginning, and there's music. If you didn't see, I passed several pianos around here, and there's also live music that comes and plays in this building. And I love this little picture here showing the historic downtown. You could see how much it's grown, but how much is still pretty similar. There's those drums because there's live music here all the time. And just check out this floor. It's so cool. They don't build buildings like this anymore. And I believe there are actually apartments above as well. Right behind me is the MIP Metaphysical Store, and I mentioned this in my videos in downtown Idaho Falls, but these are my people, and I just want to spotlight their business because it is so cool. They offer a lot of energy healing, crystals, really cool products, essential oils and things like that, massage, even really great massages. Now this was right around the corner, just behind those main streets I was driving down. It's like a little community park by the library, by a school, and there's a stage here for live music, a playground. It's much more scenic than the camera gives off, but trust me, it's beautiful and mountainous, and I love it. Welcome to Ross Park Drive-In. So rumor has it that the guys who started Taco Bell got all their ideas from this place. It's been around since the 50s, and I was told I should check it out for today's lunch. It's a true drive-in, so the only seating is in your car or outside, and it's a rainy day, so it's gonna be in my car today. But look how beautiful it is. We're surrounded by mountains here in Pocatello. The trees are green, and it's still such a beautiful day to try out Ross Park Drive-In. Here it is. I ordered the hamburger and fries and a brownie shake. They're also known for taco burgers and taco spaghetti, and so they're gonna grab me one of those too so we can give it a full 360 review. Okay, here is the taco spaghetti. I was told that it is spaghetti noodles, but with taco sauce and taco meat and bread and then hot sauce. This is kind of what they're known for, so I'm gonna try it out. and it was actually pretty good. But I want to show you the healthier place to eat. They've got a gluten-free bakery, and they also have some organic options and just healthier options. It's in its name, and this is downtown Pocatello as well, and it's pretty good. They've got really yummy falafel, and it's local owners, and so if you're looking for something less greasy, this is the place. Now, this was on a Saturday night, and I had to check out underneath the healthier place to eat, and I saw this nightclub, and I had no idea it was down here. It was kind of like a punk night, and not very well attended, but it was a good time for the minute that I was there. So it's Saturday night in Pocatello downtown, and I just went inside this club that was like a punk club with a DJ. I hear another band down the street, and we're about to check out this Gate City coffee shop. I wanted to be a lot more thorough with this video because I primarily do my videos in Idaho Falls. However, I do serve the Pocatello area all the time. I just wanted to give you a really good idea of what Pocatello has to offer. So from eclectic older buildings and cool coffee shops and random places to listen to music, Pocatello is definitely a place I would consider if you're thinking about moving to eastern Idaho. The culture here is very similar to Idaho Falls. They believe in God, guns, and freedom, and I would say they're even a little bit more casual down here than in Idaho Falls. Okay, now this was the other place that I heard music that I had to check out, and I had to laugh because there were kids running up and down this skate ramp, and it was so loud in there, but this reminded me of my glory days in my teens and early 20s, and it was fun to chill. I am right in the center of the hustle and bustle of Chubbuck and Pocatello. I'm pretty much right where the Highway 86 and I-15 meet. We are where Chubbuck and Pocatello meet. This is where all your shopping and dining and where the more modern updates to the town have started and continue to rise and to build here. I'm across the street from Costco. We've got a Walmart down the street. As you can tell, I have Dick's in the background. I've got a Dress for Less, one of my favorite places to dress. We've got a fabric store, Old Navy, Buffalo Wild Wings behind me, Five Guys, Olive Garden, lots of dining and restaurants. A lot of the franchises are in this area. So earlier I showed the downtown of Pocatello with the cute mom and pop shops. This has got more of the more modern updates to the city between Chubbuck and Pocatello with all that dining, access to the freeways and the shopping as well. Now, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, so thank you for bearing with me. This video has taken me months and months to piece together and edit because I would go visit a client in Pocatello, look at some houses, and then quickly get some footage. But I wanted to give you an entire Pocatello and Chubbuck idea so that you really can make an informed decision in regards to which eastern Idaho town you want to live in. So full disclosure about the Pocatello Chubbuck area is it is, like I said, an old railroad town. And so as you can tell behind me, there's a lot of industrial buildings, some old train tracks. Some are being used and some are not. And this is just right down the street from that main shopping hub where Costco, Walmart, Ross, the restaurants are. You've got this area as well. And so it's not, I mean, every town has got cons and pros, and every town has got beauty, and Pocatello really is beautiful, but just something to keep in mind that you do have parts of the town that look like this too. Now it's time to head a little bit deeper into the Chubbuck area where there are a lot more newer developments happening, and this is one of the newest neighborhoods in Chubbuck, which is really just 5-10 minutes from Pocatello. Welcome to the Harvest Springs subdivision here in the northern Chubbuck area near Pocatello. There are homes being built every day. This subdivision has a lot of builders in it, or several builders in it, but Satterfield builders are the ones building the couple houses down the road here. They're almost finished and ready to move in. They're just finishing some landscaping and finishing touches. These homes are beautiful, brand new, and they are in the $600,000 price range, give or take. And this view is just beautiful. It's a quiet subdivision with this beautiful hilly atmosphere. There's more houses being built in this area. You've got the views of the mountains, and it's just a gorgeous subdivision. Some more mountains up this hill, and every home is absolutely beautiful. So if you're looking for a newer build in the Pocatello or Chubbuck area, Satterfield Homes or Satterfield Builders has some beautiful ones right here in the Harvest Springs subdivision. Let's go check out the rest of the area. Welcome to South Point Estate in Pocatello, and if you can't tell, we've got a 360 view of mountains and hills all around this area. There's some houses being built all around. There's some established houses down this area, down the hills. But holy moly, this is one of my favorite things about Pocatello. Look at these mountains. And I feel like the camera doesn't even do it justice. They're beautiful all around. Just imagine living in a neighborhood like this. Now this is very typical for Pocatello, to have hills and mountains all around you. Idaho Falls is a little bit bigger than Pocatello, but Pocatello still has a Costco and stores and grocery stores, shopping, movie theaters, parks, and the hills and the mountains all around you. So if you're a mountain girl like me and you're thinking about moving in eastern Idaho, check out Pocatello, because even though my page is all about life in Idaho Falls, because I love Idaho Falls, downtown Idaho Falls, the opportunities there, how close you are to Yellowstone and Grand Targhee and High C Hot Springs and Kelly Canyon. I mean, Idaho Falls has got so much going for it. Pocatello does too. So consider there's so many different areas in eastern Idaho. It's not just one, it's not just Idaho Falls. You've got Idaho Falls is kind of very central, and then above that, Rigby, Ryrie, Rexburg, Ashton, St. Anthony, Island Park, and below Idaho Falls is Shelley, Blackfoot, Chubbuck, and Pocatello. Chubbuck is basically the same area as Pocatello. You've got this whole area. If you want to be in Pocatello, you're a little bit closer to Salt Lake City, so there's pros and cons to everywhere you live in eastern Idaho, so definitely consider it. But this neighborhood is absolutely stunning. Well, there's so much history here in Pocatello. I'm obsessed with the cool architecture, old buildings, the mountains all around, the railroads as well. Pocatello is such a cool place. So if you're thinking about moving to Idaho Falls or the surrounding areas, think about Pocatello. It might be just the place you're looking for. If you're thinking about moving to Eastern Idaho, whether it's next week or next year, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help. Let's see you next time. Bye.